Previously on Ace Attorney. Okay, so maybe it is more complicated than I was expecting. Oh. Face to face, not tail to tail. Look, a door! Yeah, and it's open too. The two foxes are now facing each other, so your theory about having to go all Requiem for a Dream was completely wrong, Athena. You're the one who came up with that. Yeah, but you came up with the reference. Well, true. Hey, what if we made those fox statues face each other? And then they could kiss. Apollo, let's go check out those two statues. I want to see the foxes kiss. Hello, I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to Ace Attorney and day 2 of the trial of Damien Tenma. April 19th, 9:30 a.m. All rise.
Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma.
Apollo Justice, defense team leader is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je suis prêt.
As chipper as ever, I see, and in French, no less. And the prosecution? Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Professor Blackquill. Now your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it.
Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. Yeah, he probably realized how Blackquill played him. That was one mean game, as Simon says. Yeah, His Honor has to fight it to defend His Honor today.
Your boldness. It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I'd say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court, the one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court? Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? So you don't mind if I do it then?
You know, it would have taken a lot less effort to just give the damn opening statement.
I'll make a special exception, just this once.
Here we go again. Yep, more Blackwill's mind games.
Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that the victim, Alderman Rex Kyobi, was the Amazing Ninetails. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetails was a key figure in the yokai craze and the anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Kyobi's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. And the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party, but further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive.
Oh, that's why he wanted the judge to give the statement.
Hey, did I say something wrong?
That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time.
Oh, one more thing to boast about to my grandchild.
Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events.
Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks? Were those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh, yes, of course. I had suspected as much.
Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance?
His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tenma.
Objection!
The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture.
Would you care for some witness testimony then? For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenma Taro farce.
Witness testimony? I bet he means Filch and that creep LaBelle.
Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today.
Been known for my hasty retreats since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine.
Indeed. You managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip.
Like those amateurs could ever nab me. Yikes!
Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place.
No, please. I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running.
Your statement. Now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Blackhead, sir. He may be a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give-up-easy type.
Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime.
Witness testimony. The yokai is Jinxie. Tenma Taro's really that little maid gal. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tenma Taro I saw is just a little thing about her size. But the little run out of piccolo staff, I seen it when she came into the foyer. Bet you she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was gonna use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation, I just know it. Really?
So, Tenma Taro was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along.
You betcha. Besides, the older rest in the manor was way taller than her.
Being height is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short.
What if the Tenma Taro impersonator was walking on their knees? What? Well, there weren't no knee walking, I seen it myself.
Then perhaps that yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are naught but tricks, either of the mind or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night, he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost, literally. The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are, no doubt, partially to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that.
That actually sounds like a real ghost to me.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examination, start. Timbertower's really that little meat gal. Ain't no doubt about it.
Hold it!
Mr. Filch, you and Mr. LaBelle mentioned something about a practice yesterday. Do you deny this so-called lesson was about what you were supposed to say in court? No, you got it all wrong. Then could you tell the court exactly what sort of lesson it was? Oh, was it again? Yikes! Now I remember math, you know, numbers and stuff. He's completely under Blackwell's control, too. Well, anyway, that time I told us that little maid girl, so what's the difference? I mean, the Timotaro I saw is just a little thing about her size. I take it you got a good look at how tall the Timotaro impersonator was? You betcha! I got a habit of sizing people up. I can even give you a primer on how to pull it off. All under the table net. Got a knack for figuring out where people's pockets are and how much money they have. I size them up real good before I relieve them of their valuables. He just admitted to being pickpocket right here in court.
Does the witness hold that this Timbertower entered the foyer?
Jordan, ready to. Okay, just skipping over the pickpocketing admission. But a little run had a big old staff. I seen it when she came into the foyer.
Hold it!
Well, you're not going to brush it all off by claiming the purple short. Must have hit a raw nerve because you ain't that tall yourself. Look who's talking, mister. I've got to stand on a box just to testify. Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't you say the Timotaro you saw had a staff? Cross my heart, hope to die. I know because they win a jingle in the jungle. And where do you suppose that staff came from? The staff, you say? Well, I bet you she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene.
Hold it!
I suppose you mean to say that Jinxie Tenma entered the Forbidden Chamber to get one. Well, I ain't never seen a staff like that in a manor. So it had to be the Forbidden Chamber. Oh, really? The stench of LaBelle is thick in the air today. Jinxie entered the Forbidden Chamber after the incident. Then she took the staff and tried to cover up her actions by pretending to be Timotaro. I guess that's what Filch is trying to say. Could Jinxie have even entered the Forbidden Chamber if she wanted to?
There is one thing I was wondering about. Why did that yokai have a staff in the first place?
Well, I got my hunches about that. She was going to use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation. Just know it.
Hold it!
Wallop you? And why would the so-called yokai want to do that? Little old meat gal never did like me. She always hightails it when I come around her. She sticks these weird papers on my noggin. She probably thinks of him as the dreaded Tanuki monster of QB Manor or some such. We need to prove that Jinxie isn't Timotaro, but I've got no idea how we're going to do that. All we have to do is prove that it was impossible for Jinxie to turn into Timotaro, and that might be easier than you think. Really? Really? Really, really? Really, really? Now's our chance. Our chance to expose the real Timotaro for all to see. All right. I think I know what I need to do. And I will present here the swallowed key.
Objection!
It would seem that Timotaro was in fact not this innocent little girl. Huh? How do you figure that? You claim the Timotaro you saw had one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would have been impossible for Ms. Tenma to get a hold of one.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice?
The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the forbidden chamber.
What's this?
This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when the Ms. Tenma discovered the crime scene. You see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the forbidden chamber. In short, the Tematero seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma.
Hey! What? But then who does the defense believe was impersonating Tematero?
Our Tematero impersonator is none other than Mayor Tenma's aide.
Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove that he is the yokai we seek?
Actually, yeah. Yes, in fact, I can.
Very well, let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Tematero impersonator.
Here we go.
Take that!
We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Tematero took one of the staves out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for.
But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner?
I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to.
Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results. No need for that, Your Boldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day.
You called Prosecutor Blackwell? Could anyone be more whipped?
Fool Bright, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes.
Your wish is my command.
Very well then, I guess we'll just wait right here. It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show? What in the world?
They're Florent LaBelle's prints, aren't they?
This is absurd.
Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I?
Don't tell me. They're Tematero's prints.
Excuse me.
Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to Phineas Filch.
Excuse me?
Objection!
Wait, what? What? Then Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Objection!
Why, you tricksy little tanuki! Explain yourself, now!
Sure, the prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. LaBelle after all. So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber? So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Did I?
You fool of a tanuki!
What?
Order! Order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean?
Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber. Wait a second. Does this mean the Tematero holding that staff was Phineas Filch? Die! Another cat out of the bag!
Mr. Filch is Tematero?
Okay, I didn't see this coming. I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer?
The witness will explain himself this instant.
I'm begging your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. I wanted to beat Temataro in the village exorcism ritual.
Oh, you mean that event at Ninetails Vale Festival?
Oh.
So that was you inside the Temataro costume?
Yup. And after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bore me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers.
So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match?
That's when I looked at the Temataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And because of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word.
In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible. Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place?
Because there's treasure there. Thought that was my big chance to sneak up on in and nab it.
Treasure?
Yeah, only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there was an amazing treasure in there.
He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it?
Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson.
Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in.
I cut through the air vent in the foyer.
I knew it.
The vent's left of the alderman's picture. I went on in and made a nice little... Used that to get into the air duct that leads into the Forbidden Chamber, I did.
You what?
But that's... How's that even possible?
Wait a sec.
Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So, Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how he got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent?
So Temataro was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather a tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker.
Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer?
Got out of that costume right quick. Would have just caused trouble at that point.
And where is that costume now?
Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault if you never find it.
The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor.
What if it was tossed outside the manor? Ah. No way! But maybe, just maybe. Dude, I figured this out day one.
The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice.
Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here?
Take that!
Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor. You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that? Wait. The alderman made you pay for your own costume to do something he asked you to do? Oh, that makes no sense. But anyway, I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo?
Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you.
You do?
This evidence proves you got rid of your Temataro costume through the window.
Yeah.
Take that!
That's... 'Temataro flying through the sky?
And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window?
It's quite simple. That's not Timotaro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out. Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are you? There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Timotaro really was a flight of fancy.
But what?
Yikes! I've been rumbled to live.
Oh my, so there never really was a yokai.
Oh, I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume? This more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with the staging of the yokai sighting.
Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? None whatsoever.
Wait, what?
I'll deal with that Trixie Tanuki after I've dealt with this case.
But we did it. Good going. Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Objection!
Uh-oh.
Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not?
Dead?
Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber?
Probably the same way he got in. Through the air, the chamber's air vent.
And what of the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection!
I mean, yeah. But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. Right?
Someone on the outside opened the door for you, isn't that right?
Yup, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Hold it!
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side? Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare. Really?
Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark.
Hey, Billy? That's when I snatched up that staff and made my daring escape. And then that little maid gal spotted me as and then that little maid gal spotted me as I hightailed it down the hole. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered. But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
Well, you little Tanuki, when the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused pass out there?
Nope. Only one there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail.
If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to?
Uh-oh.
I don't like where this is going. Don't tell me! Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused, Damien Tenma.
Hold it!
Oh? Wait a second! There had to be somebody else besides me or Tenma there.
Really? And who might that be?
Oh, well, that would be...
Objection!
It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing, evidence.
I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details.
Ms. Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort as a proven fact.
Sorry. Guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber. And by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up.
Not that insufferable. Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer holds up?
Well, that would be... him.
Take that!
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime?
True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at that time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Laurent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he was butting his lip around me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber. And in return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi.
Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know.
Yeah, so it's breaking and entering. And pickpocketing. Well, okay, maybe not serious, but... Oh, shucks, mercy, your ownership, mercy. I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication.
I see. We will take a 20-minute recess, after which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself.
Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand.
In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations.
April 19th, 10:25 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. God, this text is slow. We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court. Yeah. Hey, why the long face? I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a worrywart, aren't you? It'll be fine. That mystery figure who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LaBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo. Yeah. April 19th, 11 a.m., District Court, courtroom number something. 4.
Court is back in session. Our next witness is...
Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter.
It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment.
Surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent LaBelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused. Ouch, like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. But what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible.
Your baldness. Oh, right. Mr. Velch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand.
To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not. So may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection!
I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed? Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air.
Fine. The truth is, I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry.
You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime?
Peasant, how dare you accuse me, one of the beautiful people? Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence!
What? Well, he got the silence he wanted. Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. What, swords? What swords? Talk is all that's entire court system is about. This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart! The battlefield hath no place for ye!
Again? Oh my.
Spare me, please! So much for sturdier shackles. Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day. This gives keeping your head on a... This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused death knell? You know of what I speak.
Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him.
Whatever he has to say can't be good.
As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess. I rushed right over to the Fox chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream.
What?
Then, drumroll please. I saw Mayor Tinma opening the forbidden chamber doors. But...
There you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Felch. It was the accused. There was never any third party.
Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime.
Startling sounds bad.
The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman.
How did you find out about that?
That's right. The mayor actually confessed the murder right then and there.
Yeah, we're cooked. He confessed? Damn it! How did you find out about that?
Well, I guess he was actually there.
Order in the court. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Just so, and quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess.
I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you. No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess.
But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess? It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess.
Damn it.
That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution's.
Oh, here we go again.
This is the bill. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right. And I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's Conviction Gala. A splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor and his events. Well, as it seems our witness is a very busy man, let's get right to his testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime.
Witness testimony.
What LaBelle saw? I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end.
Really?
I must say this is a shocking revelation. Revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court. Once again, sorry. It's just, I feared being accused if I mentioned coming up upon that most unpleasant scene.
Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty.
As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there's a time to fight and a time to yield, time to live and a time to die.
Yeah, he's laying it on real thick now.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examination, start.
I was in the hallway hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession.
Hold it!
You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that?
Peasant! You wouldn't dare ask such a question if you truly understood. True beauty is never wrong.
It's not.
No. Beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong.
I'm not following.
These exquisite ears like flowers of bloom. These eyes that shine like pearls. This hair like the finest silk. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold.
Right.
The witness will hurry the hell up and explain this truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tenma do upon hearing the confession? Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me.
Hold it!
How did Miss Tenma appear to you?
Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken, all teary-eyed and whatnot. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that.
He actually sympathized with Jinxie? Seems like an overly human emotion for him. Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far, in looks and in character.
The next thing I did was check my face in the mirror.
Checked your face? Why?
To behold
Oh, the beauty that is my sadness. What else?
Maybe to check your makeup?
Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity.
Yeah, you and me both, sister.
But hang in there, at least we keep faith in our client.
Let's keep this moving, shall we? So what happened next?
Immediately after that, the American two stood up and opened the forbidden chamber.
Hold it!
He opened the forbidden chamber. But why would he do that? Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon Timotaro.
Objection!
The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath. Oh, come on, really? Hello, LaBelle speaking. Yes, I would certainly explore the matter. Toodles. Now, where were we again? You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the forbidden chamber. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, excuse me. I have to take this. Hello, this is LaBelle. Good one, sir. You're an absolute riot. Okay, bye. You were saying? Oh, my God. Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just going to tell more lies.
The witness will focus on his testimony, not his phone calls. Now tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the forbidden chamber.
Well, after that, as I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison.
Hold it!
What was Mr. Filch like at the time? He was shouting, I can't see, it's the curse of Timotaro. Then he took off running like a madman. He must have been blinded by the sudden light flooding in. Wrong. What? He set eyes upon me and was thus blinded by my radiant beauty. So it was the curse of Florent Bell rather than Timotaro. Yes, I'm afraid such beauty can be a curse. It's almost criminal. I wish it were.
The only thing criminal here is your ceaseless jabbering. Now get on with your testimony.
Oh, forgive me your darkness. Let's see. Oh, yes. I fled for dear life from Timotaro, and in shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end.
Hold it!
So, after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Timotaro ran off toward the foyer. Precisely! Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo? Well, Jinxie also saw Timotaro, right? She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made the call to the police. Well, if LaBelle had fled down the hall where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call. Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked him for help. Right. Just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence. We don't find some way to poke a hole in his testimony. Mayor Tenma is as good as guilty. This is bad. Very bad. We need to find an inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict. It's all over if we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. Yeah, I know what to do now. Okay. Now, where is it? Jinxie statement.
Objection!
Florent LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. What on earth do you mean?
Scared of Villa and the rest of us, Mr. Justice?
If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. Was this? After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then, after making her call, she went back to the main hallway, whereupon she encountered the demon, yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I'd call it Phineas Filch in a Temataro costume. The encounter happened right here where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter...
Well, yes, the two would have crossed paths.
Right. Except Ms. Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Ms. Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there. My eyes! My beautiful eyes! Ha! That's such a fabulous scent now, is it?
But Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it?
Inside the Fox chamber. Where else?
But isn't that within the very crime scene?
It is, Your Honor, and that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this entire frickin' time. What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
Silence.
Uh-oh. Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. The shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with the sword of truth bared. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side. You are mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Whoa! What just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy? For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the tanuki, without either of them noticing you were right there in the Fox chamber. Oh my. So that's how it's going to be? Fine. I'll come clean then. Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox chamber? I do. I did enter the room after the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself. You'd better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that.
The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. All evidence to the contrary, given how much perjury happens in this court, and we just let the people waltz right out and participate in investigations later on. Anyway, let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies.
Yeah. Witness testimony. In the Fox chamber. I did enter the Fox chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. Really?
From behind the screen? Why, yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there.
Just so. He could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events rather than an actual third party. Really? This guy's as slippery as Neil. Apollo, you think he's telling the truth? Of course not! Well, he was in the Fox chamber, so at least that much is true.
The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness.
Nah. Cross-examination, start. I did enter the Fox chamber after the murder.
Hold it!
Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Why? Because I was worried sick. Mayorton Masute, It what? It was designed personally by me. I was worried my work of art might get blood on it. This man clearly has his priorities in order. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So I entered the Fox chamber almost without thinking. But I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left.
Hold it!
Why didn't you enter right away? And ruin my designer shoes? Your shoes. Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear sends chills down my spine. That's why I hesitated.
Objection!
That's terrible. A man was dying and another injured, and you're worried about your shoes?
Silence!
Need I remind you, this is a court of law. We are not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and the like for such trivial pursuits.
Yeah.
Now you listen to me, you deceptive dandy. Get to the point and be quick about it.
Yes, well, I was there in the Fox chamber, but I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there.
Hold it!
Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself? Oh my, so you do understand. I do. By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which for the sake of the universe is something I should never ever do. That's what you were thinking, right? Excuse me? I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around the witness stand.
We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony, now!
Well, regarding the murder scene, what I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying.
Hold it!
Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I'd like to ask you about is, the murder weapon, I guess. Yeah? Could you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene? The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Cubey. Then there was that statue the alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor. Excuse me? Oh, right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? What? Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring? Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, an inspiring symbol of goodwill. A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance?
Is it important? Yes, it is. I believe that to be extremely important. I requested it be added to the testimony. There is absolutely no way you... A statue had fallen to the floor. It was a token of goodwill celebrating the municipal merger. No.
Objection!
Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle.
What possibly could you mean?
You said this statue was
Like a celebration of union between town and village.
Isn't that correct?
It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill, as if they were celebrating the municipal merger.
Really? You expect me to buy that?
Something the matter? So, how did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What?
Justice Dono, explain yourself and make it quick.
This statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it broke when someone used to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. Eep. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Ms. Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? What do you mean, where? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken. How dare you?
Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime?
Yes. Yes, I am. Laurent LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Cuby.
Order! Order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty? Way to go, Apollo. This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico. We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it.
Silence!
Oh, crap.
Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection!
What are you talking about? His alibi is already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence!
Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo...
Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Cuby told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Objection!
Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence!
Moreover, it has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime.
Yes?
Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp's statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else.
Oh, dang it.
The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florent LaBelle could not possibly have been in that locked room.
Maybe he was behind the folding screen? I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle?
The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, Your Boldness? It does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection! Silence!
You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono. Your boldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma. Caw. It would seem that my time is at hand.
Mayor Tenma.
Counselor, there is a matter to which I must testify. I recall it now only for your good graces.
Counselor? Oh, right. He must mean me. Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to his head?
Bailiff, don't just stand there. Seize him.
That is no good. I can't restrain him.
Caw. Know me and despair. For I am Tenma Taro, Demon Lord of the Yokai. Mr. Justice, do something!
Since when am I responsible for court security? Apollo, this is our chance. We might get some new information out of him. Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out even if he is a yokai.
When you put it that way. Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world. Unprecedented in absurdity, it's more like. All right then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say Mr. Tenma Taro. Your testimony, please.
In the next episode, to the outro! Okay, so, yeah. I honestly don't know where this is going. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber to steal something that had been stolen decades ago. LaBelle was in the Fox Chamber, possibly hidden by the folding screen, unseen by Jinxie. Both Jinxie and LaBelle heard Tenma confess to the murder, although I don't think that means what everyone thinks it means. After all, let's not forget that both QB and Tenma have been drugged. Okay, so LaBelle drugged both men, gained access to the Fox Chamber somehow, killed the alderman, bludgeoned Tenma, and this is where things get fuzzy. Tenma swallowed the key to the Forbidden Chamber, but it was still locked when Jinxie went in and heard the confession, so he must have swallowed it after LaBelle opened it and let Filch out. But he's never mentioned seeing the narcissistic fop. I don't know. Hopefully Tenma's testimony will unravel all of this nonsense. In the meantime, up here's a playlist of my Persona 3 portable playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!